Rachel Carson is an unsung hero of the 20th century. She broke walls by being the second ever female employee for the U.S. Bureau of Fisheries due to having one of the highest scores out of all the applicants on the civil service exam. She stayed for 15 years, eventually rising the ranks to be editor-in-chief for all publications. She also continued to advocate for environmental change while sick with breast cancer in her later years. Rachel Carson is most well known for writing a book on pesticides named Silent Spring. This book rose to such great lengths that President Kennedy caught wind of the message it conveyed and called for a hearing to see if her claims were true. In her statement to Congress, she touched on the importance of looking at the longevity of how our current practices impact the environment long term. She also introduced a newer idea that a product as simple as household detergent can add to the general pollution of our soil. She stressed the importance of keeping our soil healthy because not only does it uphold thousands of plants and animals, it also upholds mankind. The achievements that Silent Spring reached were formative to the founding of the EPA and policies shifting away from being focused on legitimacy and dependability of a product and began to focus more on the general impact overall that the product has. Silent Spring also inspired Earth Day and other grassroots movements like EDF, which was a legal action group with the mission to ban DDT, a harmful pesticide designed to kill disease-carrying insects, but the chemicals were passed up through the food chain, resulting in devastating effects on local bird populations. Although the EPA formed after Rachel's death, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom for her good and influential research. Rachel Carson was a respected figure in the science community due to her long background in marine biology and authorship. After winning a science-specific award for her books Under the Sea and The Sea Around Us, she was able to move to Southport Island, Maine, which was a well-deserved break since she had made many sacrifices leading up to that point. For example, Rachel graduated with a master's but was not able to pursue a doctorate due to a strained financial situation. While living in Southport Island, she met a woman by the name of Dorothy Freeman, and they became very good friends. More closer to lovers, but the culture of that time period was unaccepting of queer love. Although commonly known to be a reserved individual, Rachel grew to rely on Dorothy for support during hard times. Their friendship was impressionable on the creation of Silent Spring, and Rachel found comfort in writing letters to Dorothy. Dorothy was a main pillar for Rachel through the publication of Silent Spring and all the way to her death in 1964. Rachel Carson left behind a bountiful amount of research that changed the world forever. Her influence has reached far and wide, even as far as the science program at the high school my older sister attended in Oregon. 6 years after Rachel's passing, and 8 months after the first Earth Day was held in 1970, the Nixon administration launched the Environmental Protection Agency. Despite its founding being possible due to Rachel's work, it still took 2 more years for the agency to gain control over pesticide regulations. Despite how long it took for a government to implement these changes they first validated in 1963, these policies and general knowledge about the harms of pesticides might have remained unknown for a lot longer if it were not for Rachel Carson.